Seven, six, five, four, three, two, one.
Welcome, class. Today, if you couldn't tell with this beautiful, awesome shirt, we're reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy 2, directed by James Gunn. Also written by James Gunn, I believe. And then we have stars featuring, we got the whole list. We got Dave Bautista, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Baby Groot's Vin Diesel, and then Bradley Cooper is Rocket. Without further ado, let's start this review.
It was good. It was good enough for me. I don't know, it was pretty much just kind of like a family story, because you had like the father-son stuff going on between Star-Lord and his dad, and then you had the sister stuff going on with Gamora and Nebula, and then you had like Rocket and Yondu's kind of isolated thing, and then Baby Groot being baby and kind of grown up, and then Drax and his like, I don't know, getting his feelings, learning that he can care about people and stuff.
Kind of. The awesome thing, yes, I'm going to keep saying awesome because it is Awesome Volume 2, but the awesome thing about this movie, parallels really well with the first one. In the first one, it kind of focuses on Star-Lord and his mom, kind of the relationship between those two. And in this one, we switch over into that it's him and his father. And so, and do a great job of focusing on the characters in this movie. They really develop them well, which we'll probably get into touch base on that in a little bit. But the plot overall, freaking loved it. You can't go wrong with Guardians of the Galaxy.
The characters, it's a return of the crew we know from Guardians of the Galaxy 1. It mostly is about, I guess, Star-Lord. It's kind of like his story for the most part. And then find out that he's got a dad, like his real dad or whatever, and then like his dad's a weird sentient, godlike thing.
Ego the Planets, for any of you comic goers out there.
Yeah. They play a nice game of catch, which was one of my favorite scenes. Is that most of the characters we got to find out more about, like their like kind of backstory stuff. Like Gamora and Nebula had to like fight each other because for Thanos' approval. Drax, we got to find out more about like his people and their like culture and whatnot.
Yeah,
and then
I don't think they spent too much time on any of the characters either. Like they didn't oversell one of the characters. Like in some movies you might see Suicide Squad, where they focus on one or two characters way more than the other people in the group. But in this movie, they spread it pretty well throughout. The pacing of it's really good. And they managed to move from one character to the other with a lot of ease.
Favorite character, I like Star-Lord. But then I like Drax a lot in this one. Like
Drax was pretty cool.
He has some good lines and stuff. Good like comic relief and whatnot.
I can't. I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to pick two. Yondu and Rocket, their relationship in this movie was pretty fucking awesome. I love how well Dave Bautista does Drax. The character is just so great, and he does an awesome job with it.
Yeah, he's definitely improved the most since the first one.
Yeah.
Because he was like, in the first one he was like, seemed kind of like stiff and stuff, but in this one he was definitely way more into like his character and whatnot, so he's like super involved.
And obviously you don't see Bradley Cooper, you just see Rocket, but I can't get over the fact that voice does not sound like Bradley Cooper. I just think he does such an awesome job with it. I could be wrong, but it does not sound like Bradley Cooper to me. Alright, so the big question is, was the music better or worse in this one?
It seemed to be okay. I like the soundtrack of the first one better, because I knew more of the songs I get in the first one.
Yeah.
But this one, it was fine. I'll probably listen to the whole soundtrack at some point, and but
it was still good. I liked it. Wasn't as good as the first one, I thought. I just felt like the music was more in the background in this one. Yeah. I think in the first one they incorporated the music a lot more into the dynamics of the film, which was really interesting, and that's what made it a lot of fun. And they still make it fun in this one with the music. They touch base at it in certain points in the movie. But a lot of times it's in the background, and like Kyle said, I didn't know the music quite as much in this one. But it was still good, just wasn't as good as the first. Predictability, I kind of knew going into the movie what to expect just because of the comics. I was familiar to Ego the Planet. Without ruining much, I was familiar to kind of what the ending was going to lead towards. There are some things I didn't know that were going to happen. The ending for the most part, actually kind of caught me off guard as to where they took the direction of it. But overall, I didn't think it was that predictable. There were some moments that you can obviously predict were going to happen, but just like any movie, you're going to make sense of it just because they kind of do foreshadowing. But I liked how they handled it. I liked how they handled the predictability of this. They didn't give you too much throughout the movie. At least I didn't think so. What do you think?
I guess the kind of villain aspect sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
A lot of the comic book movies, they do this thing where like the universe or world is in danger and whatnot, and then like the villain's not gonna win because it's like too big of a scale for them to win that. It was still like a lot of fun and whatnot, but it was kind of annoying. Like I would like a villain, like if we go smaller scales, so the villain at least has a chance to win.
Yeah.
Because with the big scale things, it's like
the villain was pretty fucking strong in this game though, or in the movie when you think about it.
Yeah, but it didn't matter how strong he was. He wasn't going to defeat the writing and the plot. Like final thoughts, I enjoyed everything about this movie except for the scenes with the dumb gold people. They added nothing at all to anything in this movie and could have been completely cut out.
I seriously thought the lead chick, the lead gold person, I freaking thought it was Paris Hilton. It was like, oh my god, they just brought her into this, but it wasn't.
Like they added nothing. They were undeveloped and whatnot.
They added humor, Kyle.
Don't steal batteries, I guess. But they could have cut those out and focus more on like the relationships between the characters, because that stuff was awesome. But the gold people were not. They were dumb. Yeah. I didn't like them.
Final thoughts for me. The movie's obviously incredible. The first half is really, really good, but not nearly as fucking awesome as the last 40 minutes are. There's one point where the movie's progressing, and I think probably a little over halfway through, I was like, wow, I feel like this movie probably should come to an end rather quickly. Just because there's a certain... It kind of felt slow at one point in time. I don't know if you felt that way, but then the last 40 minutes pick up, and oh my gosh, I freaking loved it. Without ruining it, Chris Pratt really does an amazing job towards the end, I think. He stands out as the star, obviously. I mean, they focus on Star-Lord, so it makes it a little bit easier. But what makes these movies so good, and they tie it into the first one as well, is they don't change who they are. The characters, despite whatever trials and tribulations they face, they keep to themselves, and that's what makes Chris Pratt's character so much fun. I think no matter what happened to him in this movie and the last one, he keeps his old funny music type stuff, keeps his humor, and adds it into any situation. And again, without ruining it, it's what I loved at the end. And there might have been some tears, just a little bit, at least for me. Kyle, I don't think has the emotion to cry.
I liked the catch scene.
I just
found it super funny. That's where I laughed the most.
You found it funny?
Yeah.
Why was it funny?
Because it was like having a catch with my dad. It's like the iconic thing that you always do with your dad is have a catch.
I guess it was supposed to be sentimental. I'm pretty sure.
Well, not by their emotions and stuff. I was silent and be like, yeah. so back and throw on the thing.
Favorite part for me. I don't think I have a specific moment in the movie. The last 40 minutes, I freaking love the last 40 minutes. That's probably my favorite part. It just goes off. The humor, the special effects, music, they really pick it up at the end, and I freaking loved it. Least favorite part, I think I did this in another review, but when a movie, obviously this movie's unrealistic, they're in outer space, there's raccoons that talk. However, there's a couple moments where the Guardians of the Galaxy went through, I don't know how they survived some of this stuff. I mean, I guess Drax has some sort of superhuman abilities where he can just take any sort of damage when it seems fit for him in the movie. There's a couple scenes where stuff like that happens where I'm like, wow, they probably should be pretty injured, but they weren't. That's probably my least favorite part because it seemed a little unrealistic, even though I know, obviously, the movie holds unrealistic.
One thing that I was hoping for throughout the whole movie that happened was, because Baby Groot was like, it was a baby, but I was hoping for a super angsty teenage Groot. And then at the end, when they did that, that was probably my favorite part.
Stick around for the credits. I think there's five scenes after the credits, so you gotta watch them all the way through, and they're all really good.
Yeah, teenage angsty Groot. I hope he's in the next movie because he's gonna be awesome.
I do not want teenage Auntie Groot in the next one.
Yeah,
Oh, it'd be so annoying.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, it would.
That was funny.
Baby Groot was adorable. Teenage Groot's just gonna be a punk.
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping he would have like a leaf for like the long kind of.
Oh my!
He flips it. He's gonna flip it a couple times. Brotastic.
Oh, is that what you're giving it? Yeah, nope, brotastic. The first one's brotastic. This shit's brotastic. The movie is awesome. You have to see it. Guardians of the Galaxy, if you love the first one, you're gonna love the second one. That's all we can add. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope that you enjoyed it. Always remember to leave your comments below. Lastly, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and before you leave, give us a thumbs up, or should I say, fist bump. Fuck you.